In basketball, everything can change in just 1 second. A whistle blows, the crowd goes silent, and history takes a different path. These aren't just regular calls. They're moments that turn champions into losers and underdogs into legends. You're about to see the most controversial referee decisions that shook the NBA to its core. Picture this: Michael Jordan jumping in rage, Mark Cuban getting fined $250,000 for storming the court, and Tim Donaghy, an NBA referee, heading to prison over betting scandals. When refs make these huge calls, they're not just deciding games, they're changing careers, legacies, and the future of entire franchises. Get ready to relive the 10 most disputed calls that left fans, players, and even the NBA itself wondering, what if? Some of these decisions were so big, they forced the league to change its rules completely. Starting with number 10, we're taking you courtside to the most heated moment of the 2002 playoffs. A game so controversial, even the FBI got involved. If you're enjoying this journey through basketball's most controversial moments, make sure to subscribe. There's plenty more drama ahead. Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Kings up 3-2 in the series, one win away from ending the Lakers dynasty. The fourth quarter changed basketball history. Lakers shot an unbelievable 27 free throws in just one quarter, making 21 of them. The Kings got called for 32 fouls, Lakers only 24. Former FBI investigator Warren Flagg later suggested the game was fixed, saying the league wanted a Game 7. The Lakers won that game too, grabbed their third straight title, while the Kings never reached the finals again. Miami Arena, 0.8 seconds left. Allen Houston's shot bounces twice and drops in. The 8th-seeded Knicks celebrate while Heat players protest the clock. Without modern replay tech, the basket counted. The Knicks became the first 8th seed to eliminate a first seed in a 5-game series. Years later, analysis with modern technology suggested the ball might still have been in Houston's hands when time expired. This controversial finish led the NBA to add tenths of seconds to game clocks and implement new replay rules. Game 5, Eastern Conference Semifinals. Bulls versus Knicks. 2.1 seconds left. Tie game. Referee Hugh Hollins calls a foul on Scottie Pippen against Hubert Davis, but Davis had already released the shot. NBA officiating supervisor Darrell Gerritsen later said, "The contact was after the shot. It was terrible." Davis hits both free throws. Knicks win 87-86 and later take the series in 7 games. This controversial call possibly cost the Bulls their chance to prove they could win without Jordan. Phil Jackson's response cost him a $10,000 fine. I don't understand how Hugh Hollins can decide the game on that call. May 14, 2007. Game 4, Suns vs. Spurs. Robert Horry slams Steve Nash into the scorer's table, leaving Nash bleeding. Amare Stoudemire and Boris Diaw take 2 steps off the bench, not even entering the court. The result? 1-game suspensions for both stars. Even the rule's creator, Russ Granick, admitted, "This wasn't what we had in mind when we made it." Without their stars, the Suns lost Game 5, scoring only 85 points instead of their usual 110. The Spurs went on to win the championship, while the Suns' title hopes vanished. June 19, 1988. Lakers vs. Pistons. 14 seconds left. The Pistons lead the series 3-2 and are up by 1 point in the game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goes up for his signature skyhook. Bill Laimbeer's there to meet him. Whistle blows. Foul on Laimbeer. Detroit's coach Chuck Daly nearly lost it. Why? The replay showed Laimbeer barely touched him. Even Lakers fans held their breath. Here's what made it huge. Kareem sinks both free throws. Lakers win by 1 point. Instead of the Pistons celebrating their first title, the Lakers force Game 7 and eventually win the championship. The stats are eye-opening. Kareem, at 41 years old, became the oldest player to hit game-winning free throws in finals history. But Pistons fans have a different stat. 0. The amount of contact they saw on that play. CBS broadcaster Dick Stockton said it live. That's the kind of call you don't usually see in the last seconds of a finals game. The NBA's head of officiating, Ed Rush, later used this game in referee training as an example of late-game pressure affecting calls. Game 6, Bulls vs. Suns. 3 seconds left, Bulls up by 1. Kevin Johnson drives to the basket for Phoenix. Horace Grant blocks the shot. Clean as a whistle, or was it? The Suns bench erupted. Their coach, Paul Westphal, jumped so high his clipboard hit the ceiling. Why? Video shows Grant's arm hitting KJ's wrist before the block. Even the ref closest to the play, Mike Mathis, later said, "In today's game with replay, that's a foul every time." Instead, the Bulls won their 3rd straight title. The Suns never made it back to the finals with that core group. April 30th, 1997. The fight started near the basket, but what happened next changed the series forever. Here's the shocker. Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, and John Starks, all suspended. Why? They left the bench during the fight. But get this, they were checking into the game anyway. NBA's punishment boss, Rod Thorne, didn't budge. Rules are rules. The Knicks played Game 6 with just 7 players. They lost the series. The real kicker? This incident led to the NBA's strict leave the bench rule that would come back to haunt teams like the 2007 Suns years later. Eastern Conference Finals, Game 3. 2 seconds left. Celtics down by 1. Paul Pierce drives, falls, whistle blows. 2 free throws coming. The replay shows something interesting. Jason Kidd barely touched him. Even Pierce looked surprised at the call. But here's what matters. Pierce sinks both shots. Celtics win. Nets coach Byron Scott said it best. "If that's a foul, I'm Santa Claus." The NBA's review next day? The ref got caught up in the moment. That moment cost the Nets home court advantage. Game 5, Heat vs. Mavericks. Dwyane Wade shoots 25 free throws, more than the entire Mavericks team combined. You read that right. Check these numbers. In the last 4 games, Wade shot 97 free throws. The Mavericks' whole starting lineup, 74 free throws. Mark Cuban was so mad he stormed the court, earning a $250,000 fine. Dirk Nowitzki said years later, "We felt like the refs took it away." Even veteran ref Joey Crawford admitted in his book, "The officiating wasn't our finest hour." The aftermath? The Heat won their first title. The Mavericks had to wait 5 years for revenge, which they got against the same Heat team in 2011. June 14th, 1998. Game 6, Bulls down by 1. 10 seconds left. The moment that would define basketball history. Jordan dribbles right, crosses over. Brian Russell defends. MJ pushes off, or did he? The shot goes up. Swish. Bulls win their 6th title. Here's what makes this the most controversial call ever. It wasn't the call that was made, it was the one that wasn't made. Jazz fans screamed for the offensive foul. The ref, Dick Bavetta, standing right there, kept his whistle quiet. NBA ref supervisor Bernie Fryer later revealed, "We studied that play hundreds of times in ref training. There's contact, but in that moment, do you make that call?" Even Jordan stirred the pot in his Hall of Fame speech. "Russell, I told you that wasn't a push-off. But I'm glad you think that." The smirk on his face said everything. The numbers are staggering. This game had 72 million viewers, the most watched NBA game ever. One moment, 2 completely different views. Greatest game winner in history, or the biggest no-call ever. From questionable whistles to game-changing silence, these calls remind us why basketball isn't just about the stats. It's about those split-second moments that keep us arguing for years. The NBA's changed a lot since these calls. We've got replay centers, coaches' challenges, and refs can even look at Twitter reactions during games. But one thing stays the same. Controversy will always be part of the game we love. Before you go and debate these calls with your friends, make sure to hit that like button and slam that subscribe notification. Drop a comment telling us which call you think was the worst, or if we missed any other controversial moments you can't forget.